Hi Libra, welcome to your August 2023 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Libra, this is for you. But I always advise, if you're only going to watch one of these, make sure it is your ascendant sign because it's likely to be the most accurate because these are incorporating a lot more astrology. With that said, I use whole sign tropical Western astrology for those of you that must know. I would like to say, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for you, my dear Libras, the first transit, well, for everybody, the first transit that I'm going to look at for you on the 2nd of August, Mars is going to trine Jupiter. This is a beautiful aspect and it's amazing for all of us. For you personally, this is happening across your 12th and your 8th house axis, right? So it's not really an axis, but across your 12th and 8th houses. Now, you are one of the signs that are experiencing this in sort of some of the deepest spaces within the chart. Now, for this reason, you know, I'm just trying to think of a good way to put it. So Mars is going to be in your 12th house, right? So for a lot of you, this could have really heightened your dream energy. It can make your dreams a lot more vivid, a lot more active. Maybe you even wake up more tired than usual because you're so active in your dreams. It can sometimes bring violent dreams as well, you know, sort of like doom and gloom, death, destruction kind of sort of energies. Doesn't have to, but it can. Now, you have this connection of benefic and malefic energies, right? Because Mars is considered a malefic energy. Jupiter is considered a benefic energy. So you've got this mix of energies, you know, light and dark, positive and negative. And this isn't like in the good versus evil kind of way. It's more in the sense of the polarity, all right? Now, this is happening in the 8th house. This is your deep primal sort of center of your chart. And so what you find here is sex, death, taboo, other people's money, taxes, inheritance, all of that kind of stuff is 8th house stuff, but it's also your deep psychological makeup. Whereas the 12th house is your deep spiritual makeup. It's an intangible space within your energy, and it represents the things that are hidden to you or the things that sort of reside at the base level of your consciousness that you really, you know, like this 12th house is your self-sabotaging tendencies. The 8th house is more like your psychological sort of patterns and behaviors that you don't really want anybody to know, all right? So potent spaces in the chart, and for you this connection provides a firm insight into what makes you tick. It really gives you the ability to break out of bad habits and to do it with ease. Mars is a severing energy, so it's like Mars being in that 12th house, you could end a bad habit under this transit, and because you've got Jupiter in that 8th house, the 8th house is power. It's giving, Jupiter is shining that light on that Mars or connecting with that Mars in that harmonious aspect. It's giving you the right kind of energy and push that you need to move beyond a bad habit, to step out of something. So I really love this for you guys. It might even be the ability to turn this into some kind of strength. It's like, you know, maybe something that's been a problem or an issue or something that's held you back, you now turn it into a source of power for yourself. Could have something to do with a partner, but it's likely to be breaking away from an old hurt or wound, because the 8th house is our hurts and our wounds and our traumas, right? It's a conflict and a crisis space within the chart. You might be able to see it very clearly here as it's reflected to you by another person where you trip yourself up, right? So maybe you have a problem or an issue with somebody and then you're like, holy shit, I'm projecting this, and actually this helps me see something about myself, and it then helps you eliminate the issue almost immediately. Now, the beauty of this is this transit comes exact on the 2nd of August, but for around the 5 days prior, you will feel this energy coming in and you'll probably be able to work with it. So pay attention to the communications and conversations that you're having around those kinds of things. So for this, you've got the 10 of Cups. Look at that, right? So this tells me that this transit is actually the way through something that's been a big challenge for you. You got this with the 8 of Swords. So you're changing your mind about something to do with your past, your heritage, potentially your familial ties. And this comes up with the King of Cups, right? So a King of Cups, usually a water sign male, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This could be that, right? And because obviously both of these houses are occult houses as well. The 8th house is, 12th house is spirituality, as a broad stroke, and a connection to the other world, as I like to call it. Whereas the 8th house is tarot, astrology, numerology, it's psychics, mediums, all of that kind of stuff. So there's a chance here that you could be connecting to a psychic, a medium, a tarot reader, astrologer, etc. And this person could really give you truly very beneficial or amazing insights at this time. Now, they, likely to be a water sign, but very, it's not guaranteed, just because there's no other significator here to say it's definitely a water sign. But usually the King of Cups is a water sign male, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. With that Ace of Swords, it's like they're helping you see something truly very clearly. And this probably centers around bringing you more happiness than you've experienced in a very long time. I love this for you. So on the 8th of August, Mars and Mercury are coming into a conjunction in that 12th house for you, which means that your ability to pick things up intuitively, right? Mercury in the 12th very often brings psychic energy. It brings, telepathy, bouts of just knowing stuff, like, on that really sort of deep kind of level. It's those planets in that conjunction are going to trine Jupiter and Uranus, who are both there now in, still there in that sort of 8th house for you. But on top of that, now the moon is coming into this, and the moon's going to be sat in between Uranus and Jupiter. So what this, in the same spaces as before, the 12th house and the 8th house, now you encounter the power to alter your destiny and align with what you feel might be the right step for you when it comes to your purpose. And I don't say that lightly. The trick here, though, is to allow whatever information to come through dreams, feelings, and even like the whispers of your soul. You let that, it's like you channel those, and whatever comes through, you let it out into the real world, right? So you've got to find a way to become the mouthpiece for your dreams, your feelings, your intuitions, and let them sort of start to take shape and form. It could be a very vulnerable making kind of feeling. So you really want to be gentle with yourself while all of this is going on. Anything that's happening in the 12th and the 8th, even if it is trine energy, you still want to be gentle with yourself, because the 4th, the 8th and the 12th, these are very sensitive points in the chart. And because, this is the 12th and the 8th, two of the gnarly houses, you do want to be really gentle with yourself. It could be, as I say, very vulnerable making, and it potentially sees you treading into stuff of your own that maybe you have never sort of gone into, which is why, if you're seeing a psychic, a medium, etc., make sure it's somebody that you trust, make sure it's somebody that knows what they're doing, make sure it's somebody that you have seen time and time, and it doesn't have to be me. This isn't me touting for business or saying, oh, you should book a reading with me because you watch me every week. If it's with me, beautiful, I'll do whatever I can to serve you, not a problem. But even if it's not me, make sure that you know this person is about what they do, and they have proven to you time and time again that they can, they can do the work. So there's a game of universal chicken going on with you in the universe at the moment, and the universe knows that you win. All right, but you have to know that you win. That's the message here, right? So this is a gift or a possibility as well that opens up through other people, but potentially people from your past, because the 12th house is the past. For this, you've got the Death card. So your King of Cups is very likely to be, it doesn't have to be a man, but your King of Cups is likely to, your psychic, etc., is likely to be a Scorpio. You've got this with the 5 of Cups. Okay. All right. And you've got this with the 2 of Wands. So there's a couple of ways that this can show up, right? I touch wood, and I really hope I'm wrong on this front. There is a possibility for a very select few of you, it's not going to be for everyone, but there is a possibility here that there could be somebody that passes away here. And I'm really sorry to say that. When you're looking at the 12th house is endings, and the 8th house is death, right? As I said to you earlier, the 8th house is death, sex, taboos, etc. These two houses are connecting in a trine. And so what this tells me is if somebody is passing away at this time, this will be somebody who will have been sick for quite some time and maybe has been in pain or has had a chronic illness or a situation that's kind of gone away and it's come back, and you know, they got the all clear and then it came back again. This will be somebody that's had a very long battle with something. And I got to tell you, this person, you know, I don't think anybody passes on their own terms, really. I really don't think that that's a possibility. But I do feel that if this is the case, that someone's passing, they go in a way that makes them feel like, no, you know what, I've done everything that I can. And more importantly, I lived everything that I wanted to. It's not going to, like, it will be quick, but it won't be like, and it won't be drawn out, but although it will be bittersweet and painful, it won't be like, you know, really painful, if that's the only way I can describe it. And I'm sorry if I'm not doing it justice. If you've been with me long enough, you know I hate making these predictions. I really do. But I believe in doing the work, right? This is a part of the job that I've been enlisted to do. And, you know, all of my teachers and trainers, and one in particular who was tough as old boots, but loved us so hard, she drilled that into me, and I will forever be grateful to her for it. You say what you see, even when it's hard, okay? Now, to come back into the light side of this could potentially be, for a lot of you, letting go of some kind of financial burden, challenge, or issue that has been a big part of your life. This could be you getting past your money blocks, releasing like any challenges that you've had to finances or resources over the years. They could literally be wiped out here, and it's through some big realization and a moment where the universe says, you can see it in front of you, little one. Are you going to take the path? And you're like, fuck yeah, I'm doing it. So I'm really, really chuffed for you in that regard, absolutely. Now, to get a little bit more serious, on the 24th, the sun is going to be in your 12th house as well. Saturn is going to be in Pisces, and the moon is now going to be in Sagittarius. This is setting up what we call in astrology a mutable T-square. Now, squares in general create an energy of tension, and they cause a problem, a conflict, or an issue that comes up that makes you, it pisses you off enough for you to actually do something about it, right? Now, the T-square, this is two energies are trying to balance out, and the third one is playing the anchor, and the moon is the anchor in this regard. So it's going to be about what you feel and also about what you need. As if that wasn't enough, Mercury is going retrograde in your 12th house at this time as well. So this is for you happening across your 6th and 12th house axis. So the maintenance axis, maintenance of body and physical vitality, maintenance of spiritual self and spiritual body and vitality. And the third house is your day-to-day, like literally your actual everyday environment and place of living. You know, you're going and coming as well. So this is what we call a mutable T-square, which means there's an energy of change in the air. And this is uncomfortable, even to you, you know, who's usually so fixed on what comes next. Your desires in the 12th house, right? Because that's where the sun is, might be to retreat from the world, to take rest, being sort of, and those are being checked by Saturn in your 6th house, which is holding you to your responsibilities and your commitments that you've probably already made. So it's like things that you can't now back out of, and they might feel like a burden. And then the moon in your 3rd house in the sign of Sagittarius is drawing your attention to the fact that you need to create a more harmonious everyday experience for yourself. And so it might be that what you actually need is closer at hand than you realize. So what you need to feel good or to balance out these other energies may actually literally be in your local area or neighborhood. So that could be, you know, a good place for you to look for a way out of the challenges that show up on the 23rd, 24th and 25th. Whenever it's a lunar transit, I always say, like, look at the day before, the day of, and the day after. Exactitude, right? So the need might very well, like, you also might have more to do with your career as well than it does anything else. That's possible. Maybe you need to upskill. And it's like, if you need to do that, you'll be able to find what you need locally. You'll be able to get it online. Obviously, you can get everything online now, but it might actually serve you better to find this, to do something in person. And then Mercury going retrograde the same day as the ruler of your 12th house and your 9th house. This could potentially see some of you wrapping up a legal matter or situation, but it could also be that your belief system sees some kind of, it's like you're needing to reestablish the boundaries around your belief system instead of, and having them fit into your life as opposed to run your life. For this, you've got the Lovers card with the Knight of Swords, okay, and the Seven of Wands. So potentially tough conversations to be had here, maybe with a significant other for a select few of you, but it also potentially suggests some of you might be going through a process of elimination at this time because you've got too many things on the plate. And so what you really feel like, if you were to look at it this way, right, if someone said to you, right, you've got too much on your plate, we're taking this off, we're taking this off, and we're taking this off. If out of those three things, one of them makes you go, no, I'm not taking that off, the thing that you feel to fight for will absolutely be the thing that you need to keep, and it will be something else that you need to release. All right. So if you can try and look at it that way, which ones do you feel most reactive about letting go of? That will show you what wants to stay and what you need to stay, and what you can release. All right. And then finally, on the 27th of August, Mars enters Libra. This is coming into your first house. I think for a lot of you, I actually think this is going to be a welcome boost of energy. By the time the transit ends, you might think, oh my gosh, enough already. But certainly at the start, you might actually enjoy it. It's feisty, energetic, powerful kind of energy. And at this time, you're a lot more Martian than you are Venusian, right? So especially since your ruling planet is in a fire sign at this time. So later in the month, Venus, your ruler, is going to be, which is retrograde at this time, is going to be sextile to Mars, which means that your way out is through. And it's not your usual give and take attitude, but rather in pursuit of what you really want, what you really desire, and what feels more far reaching for your own self, that kind of provides you with the energy or the impetus to move forward, and maybe even some of the connections that you need to push your plans ahead. For this, you've got the Six of Wands, beautiful, with the King of Wands, okay. So this is actually helping you make yourself more visible. I love this because it's helping you get seen in some way, shape or form. This is giving you exactly what you need to get noticed. And it's also something that you feel really passionate about working hard on. So this might be, maybe you haven't felt like you had, because Mars in the 12th, right? Maybe you haven't had the energy to kind of put out there into the world. This gives you the push that you need, potentially connecting with a fire sign person, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I've got to tell you, whoever this person is, they understand how to make things look good. They understand how to present things in a way that actually get results. So this could be great for you. And then finally, for your moons, you have, so you've got the Leo new moon, which for you is taking place in your 11th house of benefactors, higher goals, aspirations, wishes, and future dreams. And for this, you've got the gate 57 and intuition. I mean, look, I've already said so many times that buzzword, intuition, psychic awareness, etc. This is a month to trust it, especially around that Leo new moon, because the stuff that you're getting from that new moon is going to be really powerful and probably very accurate. And then you've got the gate 23, which for you is happening in your 5th house, which is the full moon in Aquarius. This is helping highlight to you the path to making a dream become reality. And this absolutely I love for you. The gate 23, this card actually is one of my favorites in this deck, because it represents seeing a dream out of the vision and then making it real in the world. And that's already come up for you as well. All right. So with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.